So your current race leader, Travis Bowles in the 125 limited class. Steve Pagot is in second. Ori Delapena third. Brian Devert in fourth. Our drivers are utilizing the Vortex Rok shifter package. The limited class utilizes an exhaust restrictor. The makeup of this class is our gentleman drivers here at Rok Sonoma. Looks like Steve might have a run going down into turn one. Gives it a look. Nothing there. Ori Delapena goes down the inside of Pagot. Delapena trying to make a pass going into Monaco. Not enough speed to pull it off. Our top three still remains Bowles, Pagot, Delapena. Our main event race order for the remainder of the day. On track, 125 limited shifter. Followed by Rock Mini, VLR Masters, Rock Shifter, VLR Junior, and VLR Senior. Further back in the field for fourth, we have a race between Arul Venkatesh and Brian Devert. And in fourth place, we're going to have a drag race down the straightaway between Devert and Venkatesh. Devert's going to take over that number 4 spot.
I was just thinking, well, it's probably like for one event,
Back up front, it's still Bowles, Pagot, and Delapena. Delapena goes down the inside of Pagot for that number 2 spot. Drifts wide coming on the straightaway. It's going to be a drag race between these two drivers going into turn one. Pagot's on the inside. Pagot has a pass. Delapena's going to look to get back around in the kink. Delapena's on the inside going into Monaco. Does he hold? Delapena holds the corner. So Delapena is going to be back in that second spot. A little bit further back, it looks like Brian Devert is closing the gap. On the race leaders, we'll keep an eye on the time differential. Once again, we are doing live scoring and timing on the Alpha Timing app. You can also go to Rock Cup USA, upper left-hand corner. Click on live. And if you want to see the results from earlier in the day, click on the results tab. But so far, Travis Bowles is still your race leader in the 125 limited class. Second, Delapena. Third, Pagot. Fourth, Devert. Fifth, Venkatesh. Sixth, James Skyers. And Ori Delapena has a good run down the straightaway behind race leader Travis Bowles. Travis feels the pressure, and he's driving a little bit defensive right now. So keep an eye on the battle for the lead between Bowles and Della Penna. Bowles is bringing the field around into Laguna. Again, we are running reverse national. The drivers are coming up the hill. Onto the straightaway. Bowles, Della Penna, Pagot, Devert, Venkatesh, Skyers. And Della Penna looks to go the inside going into Monaco. Bowles goes really wide to give him racing room. Gets into the Marbos. Your race leader is now Ori Della Penna. Let's see if Pagot can capitalize on the lost momentum by Bowles. Della Penna, Bowles, Pagot. So our drivers are back on the straightaway. Looks like Della Penna is pulling away a little bit. Does Pagot go for a pass on Bowles going into one? Too far back to make anything happen. But Pagot is on the rear bumper of Travis Bowles for that number 2 spot. This class has seen its mix of dominant drivers over the past couple of years. Couple of years ago, Steve Pagot was the guy to beat. After that, Pat Beckley, who's not on the grid today. And then as of late, it's been Travis Bowles and Brian Devert. But right now, Ori Della Penna finds himself in the lead. And it looks like Brian Devert has closed the gap. He is going to make this a 4-kart battle for the lead as the laps wind down. Once again, these are the main events. Once track. Monaco? No, nothing there. Pagot is all over the rear bumper of Travis Bowles. Our main events are 13 minutes long plus an additional 2 laps. So we have a countdown timer. When it goes to 0 after 13 minutes, the flag man throws the flag for 2 laps to go. Steve Pagot goes down to the inside of Travis Bowles, but backs out of it, going into turn 1. So right now on track, the battle is for that number 2 spot as Ori Della Penna has pulled away just a little bit for breathing room. Then in second, we have Travis Bowles with Steve Pagot breathing down his neck. And a couple ticks behind that, we have Brian Devert. So we have a GFC out front, CRG in second, Sodi in third and fourth. Good mix of manufacturers in the top four here at Sonoma. Pagot is trying to find a way around Travis Bowles. And it looks like Brian Devert has stepped it up a little bit. He's going to enter the mix for that number 2 spot battle. Our head flagman, Phil Hand, has 2 laps to go, flags in his hand. 2 laps to go as they come around. Going down the straightaway, Pagot's too far behind Bowles to make an attempt for a pass going into turn 1. They go through the kink. They enter Monaco. Bowles is being defensive. Pagot's trying to find a wide line around him. They enter Kramer. Again, we're running reverse national. Through the Mamo S's into Laguna. That right-hander will take him down the hill in a tic-tac-toe. And Brian Devert is on the rear bumper of Steve Pagot with a good run going up the hill. Devert might have enough of a run going down the straightaway. No one tries to make a pass going into turn 1. While this battle is going on, Ori Della Pena has doubled his lead. Travis Bowles is hanging on to that number 2 spot. Now Pagot has heavy pressure from Brian Devert for that number 3 podium spot. Let's see who makes a move here going into tic-tac-toe. They're going to come up the hill one final time. Devert loses a little bit of speed coming out of tic-tac-toe. We're going to have Ori Della Pena, Travis Bowles, Steve Pagot, Brian Devert. That's going to be your top 4. Coming around the corner, we're going to have a Rule Venkatesh for 5th. And rounding out your top 6 is going to be James Skyers. Our next class up is going to be Rock Mini. Rock Mini is going to be the next class up. Your pole sitter, cart number 106, Cole Anderson. Off pole, cart 113, Kylie Johnson. And row 2, cart number 103, Case Wayne. This is our Rock Mini class here at Rok Sonoma, round number 4. On track, we have Rock Mini. We have a green flag for our class going into turn 1. It looks like it's going to be Cole Anderson and Case Wayne and Kylie Johnson in third. And Case Wayne goes for the pass, exiting Monaco. Here comes Cole Anderson back, taking over the lead, going into Kramer. And here comes Kylie Johnson putting her nose in there, going into the Imamo S's. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the reverse national track. Now our drivers are going down to tic-tac-toe. So coming down the straightaway after lap 1, Cole Anderson, Case 1, Kylie Johnson. Kylie Johnson goes to the inside for that number 2 spot. Not enough room there. She backs out of it. Once again, live scoring and timing can be found on the Alpha Timing app or go to rockcupusa.com. Upper left-hand corner, click on live timing. So Cole Anderson is pulling out just a little bit, but Kylie Johnson is right on the rear bumper of Case 1. As they enter the straightaway, Kylie has a good run. Let's see if she can make something happen here. She looks to the inside going into turn 1. Oh, there's contact. Let's see if the drivers can keep going, but both are off the track right now. From this vantage, it looked like Kylie had the inside line, but the outside driver, Case 1, didn't give her the room. Contact was made. 1 is back on track. The corner worker is looking at Kylie Johnson's cart. So we have a yellow in turn 1. Corner workers are going to have to get their flags out. So Kylie Johnson is going to be a lap down. So Kylie Johnson is out of the cart. Her day is done here at round 4, Rok Sonoma. That's some bad racing luck for those two drivers. Kylie Johnson had a good pre-final race battling for the win with Cole Anderson. Now she becomes a spectator. So on track, we have our Rock mini class. Couple laps ago, we had some contact between Cole, or not Cole Anderson, but Case Juan and Kylie Johnson. That leaves Cole Anderson out by himself in the lead. So Cole just needs to make sure he hangs on, drives smart, and brings this cart home in one piece. And then we will wait to hear from the race officials on the call.
Ethan, can you give it?
So back on track, we have our Rock mini class. We have Cole Anderson out in the lead. Running a distant second, we have Case 1. So our main events are 13 minutes plus an additional 2 laps. Our next class up, VLR Masters. So back to our race call here at Rok Sonoma round 4. We have our Rock mini class on track. We only have 2 carts left. We have Cole Anderson out in the lead, and we have Case 1 in second. Kylie Johnson and Case 1 were battling for that number 2 spot when they had contact. Both drivers went off track, which gave Cole Anderson a huge lead. But our next class up is going to be VLR Masters, followed by Rock Shifter. Then we will have VLR Senior and VLR Junior, with our juniors starting behind the seniors. So today our biggest classes, VLR Masters and VLR Senior, here at Rok Sonoma, round number 4. And as you can see in the chat room, I have a link to live scoring and timing on the Alpha Timing app. You can also go to rockcupusa.com, click on the results tab to see the results from all of today's racing action. And all of the Rock Cup events are powered by Vortex racing engines. And the tires are the LeVanto racing tire. So Cole Anderson is out in the lead. This is going to mix up the championship because coming into the race, Cole Anderson was your championship leader after 3 rounds. Kylie Johnson was a close second. So Case 1 overall was in that 10th spot in the championship. But we have a number of drivers that are not here this particular weekend. So this may be a good points day for Case 1. So to bring you up to speed on track, we have Rock Mini with your current race leader, Cole Anderson. Looks like our head flagman, Phil Hand, has his 2 flags in hand. No pun intended with hand in hand. 2 laps to go for Cole Anderson. Some of the highlights from this race, we had some contact earlier on between Kylie Johnson and Case 1. Your fast lap goes to Cole Anderson with the 53.441. White flag for Cole Anderson. And currently Case 1 is about 3/4 of a lap behind due to the incident earlier in the race. Cole Anderson's going through Laguna. Again, this is the reverse direction round 4 at Rok Sonoma. He's going down to tic-tac-toe. exiting tic-tac-toe, coming up the hill. One final corner for Cole Anderson this race weekend. And the next view he has is double checkers. And Cole Anderson with the brake check on the straightaway. Sliding it sideways. So here comes Case 1. Final corner for Case for the weekend. Oh, he almost dumps it entering the straightaway. Checkered flag for our Rock Mini class here at Rok Sonoma. We're going to have a little bit of a break as we have to go pick up Kylie Johnson on track. Our next class up is going to be VLR Masters. Again, these are 13 minutes plus an additional 2 laps. All of our classes are on Vortex engines and LeVanto tires. If you're listening to the audio online, you can go to Rock Cup USA for a full class description and rule book. Also, current and past results. So your current championship leader, Cole Anderson, with another win today. I have unofficial results, but that's going to add a little bit of a padding to his championship run. Coming into this event, we had Kylie Johnson running in second place in the championship. And this is going to be a very good points day for Case 1. Case was 10th place in the points. So it's possible this weekend could put Case into that 4th place spot in the championship. Up next, we have VLR Masters. VLR Masters is hitting the track. So once again, 13 minutes plus 2 laps is the distance of our main events. Your pole sitter, Giorgio Georgios, or as I call him, Gorgeous George. Off pole, Dan Rivera. Row 2, Ian Sivjan and Fred Clark. Row 3, Mario Blanco Gonzalez and Alexander Shee. Row 4, Kyle Armstrong, Michael Ting. And row 5, Kieran James. The VLR Masters coming down the straightaway, getting ready for the green flag. And we have a green flag for VLR Masters. So all of our drivers look like they made it through turn 1. Michael Ting picked up 3 spots. He's already in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place spot. So Michael Ting is already up at a 5th. But out front, we have Gorgeous George. Ian Sivjan is in 2nd. Dan Rivera is running in 3rd. Fred Clark in 4th. Michael Ting rounds out your top 5 as the drivers go into tic-tac-toe. If you're just joining us, this is the Reverse National Layout Round 4, Rok Sonoma, brought to you by Vortex Racing Engines. And Dan Rivera goes to the inside, going into turn 1. Actually, that was Fred Clark trying to follow. And here comes Michael Ting from nowhere. Michael Ting is up to 2nd after an aggressive turn 1 pass. So it looks like we have one cart in the back breaking down. Gorgeous George is your leader. Michael Ting is in 2nd. Uncle Dan Rivera is running in 3rd. 4th, we have... Oh, I miscalled that. In 4th, we have Mario Blanco Gonzalez. No, I'm sorry. No, that is Fred Clark. They're teammates. So with all the action in that top 6, Gorgeous George is pulled out to a large lead. But here's Uncle Dan pressuring Michael Ting for that number 2 spot. So out front, we have Gorgeous George on an OTK product. We have Michael Ting running the GFC. In 3rd, Uncle Dan is on the OTK product. 4th, Fred Clark on a CRG. And 5th, we have Ian Sivjan. And I believe that might be the Kart Republic chassis. A correction, it might be a Mad Croc. I'll know when they come down the straightaway. So Sivjan is on the Mad Croc. So the field is starting to spread out a little bit. Giorgio Giorgios out in the ling. Michael Ting in second goes purple with a 50.017. Currently, the gap behind the leader is 1.9 seconds. So let's see if Michael Ting can catch Giorgio Giorgios. Our drivers are going into Kramer. Then they go through the Mamo S's. Again, reverse national. Into Laguna. Right-hander down the hill. They're going to go into tic-tac-toe. They exit tic-tac-toe. They come up the hill. And they go through the original turn one backwards, coming on the straightaway. And the new turn one is going to be the maker. A left-hander going down the hill. And Michael Ting breaks the 50-second mark with a 49.920. And he is knocked off 0.2 of a second off the race leader's gap. Further back for third, we have a race between Dan Rivera, Fred Clark, and Ian Sivjan. So we'll keep an eye on Michael Ting and his pace to catch the leader. But the battle right now on track is going to be for that third place spot between Rivera, Clark, and Sivjan. And a battle for sixth between Mario Blanco Gonzalez and Kieran James. Kieran James gets around Gonzalez for that sixth place spot. Last time by, Michael Ting, 1.7 seconds behind Giorgio Giorgios. No time difference. So there is no change in time between our race leader and second place. But the attention is going to go back to third. Uncle Dan Rivera, Fred Clark, and Ian Sivjan. Rivera has his hands full with Clark and Sivjan, as you could throw a blanket over these three drivers. And once again, this is the VLR Masters class here at Rok Sonoma. 100cc air-cooled two-stroke engines. And Fred Clark goes to the inside in turn one, goes wide, drops a wheel, drops back to fifth. So Rivera gave Fred Clark the room for the pass going into turn one. Fred carried too much speed, dropped his outside wheels, dropped him about back to that fifth place spot. So at the end of all of that, Clark to fifth, Sivjan to fourth. Rivera maintains that third spot. And back at the front, Michael Ting is still 1.6 seconds behind our race leader. But Ian Sivjan is getting racy right now. Going to the inside, makes the pass on Dan Rivera. Sivjan for that number 3 spot. Let's see if Rivera, he was almost going to hang on the outside going into Kramer. Oh, we have a mechanical from Sivjan. Sivjan with a mechanical pulling off on the infield near the start finish line. I can only speculate. Maybe he had a chain come off. So let's give you a running order. We have Gorgeous George as your race leader. Michael Ting running in second. Uncle Dan Rivera in third. Fred Clark in fourth. Mario Blanco Gonzalez is sitting in the top 5. That was unfortunate for Ian. Having a good battle there for that third place spot. Back to the racing action for the lead. Giorgio Georgios has now pulled his lead out to 2 seconds. So Michael Ting is not putting a dent in that lead. Although Ting maintains purple lap for the event so far. And as soon as I opened my mouth, Giorgio Georgios must have heard me. He goes purple with a 49.868. So your race leader goes purple, 49.868. There's about 2 minutes left before the drivers get the two laps flag. But Gorgeous George out front on the OTK product. Second place, Michael Ting on the GFC. Dan Rivera on the OTK product. Fred Clark on a CRG. And rounding out your top 5, Mario Blanco Gonzalez, CRG. Oh, further back in the field, we had in a pass attempt on Mario Blanco Gonzalez. I think that was Kieran James going into turn 1 and just blew it. So Kieran James is not going to lose a position, but he's going to lose valuable track time. Back to the lead. Giorgios, purple, 49.844. That was on lap 12. Michael Ting, his best lap was a 49.920, but he's about 3 seconds behind our race leader. In third, we have Dan Rivera. Fourth, we have Fred Clark. And fifth, we have Mario Blanco Gonzalez. So our laps are winding down here in the VLR Masters class. Currently, your championship order coming into this event, Uncle Dan Rivero is leading the championship. Alexander Shee was in second. Dan Jones, who didn't make it today, is in third. Michael Ting, fourth. And rounding out your top five, Daniel Velasco. So this should be a good points day for Uncle Dan because his main competitor, Alexander Shee, is in the infield. Dan Jones didn't make it. Michael Ting's going to have a good points day running in second. And it looks like Fred Clark's going to gain some valuable points as well. And the checkered flag, Gorgeous George, cart number 725. Followed by Michael Ting, Dan Rivera, Fred Clark, and rounding out your top five for the main event, Mario Blanco Gonzalez. And that's going to do it for our VLR Masters class. Our next class up, Rok Shifter is our next class up. Rok Shifter. On track, Rok Shifter. Once again, this is round 4 here at Rok Sonoma.
I'm just trying to get a little bit of that YouTube paycheck you get, man.
Rock Shifter coming down the straightaway for their standing start. Your pole sitter, Michael Avancino, cart number 424. Off pole, Tazio Otis, cart 472. Row 2, we have Patrick O'Neill. So if you're an old guy, that's who you're rooting for because he's running with the seniors today. Off in fourth position, Anthony Whites. Then we have Colin McGrath and Matt Greeny in row 3. We have a green flag for Rock Shifter going down the straightaway. Avancino with the hole shot. So we have Avancino, Otis, White, O'Neill. Oh, and White stalled coming out of Monaco. So Avancino, Otis, White. Not really sure what happened to White, but exiting Monaco, he lost speed. It's right behind the easy up on the straightaway, so I missed it. Contact was made, but it looks like everybody's going to be fine. So on track, the battle for position is between White and O'Neill for third. And then we have McGrath and Greeny for that number 5 spot. Out front, we have Michael Avancino. He's doing double duty today, running Rock Shifter and VLR Senior. At the last event, Avancino pulled off the double win in both classes. Tazio Otis is having a solid run, finding himself in the top 3 this weekend. Race leader Michael Avancino going purple with a 44.458. This is our fastest class on track this weekend. 125 shifter engines. Utilizes 6-speed gearbox. All Vortex power. All of our classes are on the LeVanto tires this weekend. And another purple lap for Avancino, 44.406. Let's see if he can break the 43 barrier in the main event. Your top 5 here: Rock Shifter, Avancino, Otis, White, O'Neill, McGrath. Again, you can go to Rock Cup USA, upper left-hand corner, click on live timing. You could also download the Alpha Timing app and look for the Rok Sonoma event. So on track, Patty O'Neill running in 4th, normally runs the Masters class, decided to drop down and run with the kids over the past couple of races, and he's holding his own in that 4th place spot. Race leader Avancino on the CRG product. Tazio Otis on a Sodi. Anthony White on CRG. Patty O'Neill on CRG. Colin McGrath on the Mad Croc. And Matt Greeny, that looks like it's a Sodi product. It looks like we might have a race for that number 2 spot between Tazio Otis and Anthony White. Last time by, there was a 0.6 of a second gap. Right now, there's nobody contending for the lead with Michael Avancino. Anthony White shaved 0.2 off of the lead that Otis had over him. Now he's on the rear bumper as they enter Monaco. Anthony White is all over the rear bumper of Otis as they go into Kramer. Next section is the Mamo S's in the Laguna. The right-hander going down the hill. That will take him to tic-tac-toe. White has a good run coming out of tic-tac-toe, coming up the hill. Right now, down the straightaway, we have a little bit of a tailwind. So Anthony White is pressuring Tazio Otis for that number 2 spot. He looks to the inside going into Kramer. Not enough room there, but he gave it a quick peek. Drivers are going back through the tic-tac-toe section. On track, this is the closest battle that we have. Down the straightaway, White doesn't do anything going into turn 1. Nothing going into Monaco. Let's see if he gives it a look going into Kramer. No, Otis is not giving him enough room. Through the S's. So White's going to have to pick his point on the track to make a pass. Down the straightaway, they look fairly even on horsepower. Otis is driving it a little defensively, but he's not blocking. Anthony just hasn't found the spot on the track to get around him. The countdown clock is near 3 minutes. So Otis is making the track a little bit narrow in all the right spots, keeping Anthony White behind him. As the drivers exit Kramer and go through the Mamo S's, again, this is the battle for second, as Avancino is about 7 seconds out in the lead. And elsewhere on the track, all the other battles are spread out. Anthony's ducking down the straightaway. Otis is doing an excellent job of managing his position on the track. He is not giving Anthony White any room to make a pass. So while Anthony is trying to find a way around Tazio Otis, it's only allowing Avancino to pad his lead. And then Michael Avancino goes purple with the 44.161. His lead is now 7.8 seconds. Otis feels the pressure from White. White's on his rear bumper as they exit tic-tac-toe. So we're going to have approximately 1 minute remaining. Oh, Anthony White goes to the inside going into Monaco. Makes the pass stick. Let's see if Tazio can come back. Tazio looks to go inside as they enter Kramer, but not enough racing room. So let's see if Anthony White's able to pull away or if Tazio can counter. White gets it done going into Monaco. Again, this is reverse national. Round 4. Our rock shifter class is on track. So our drivers just crossed the start-finish line. Next time by, they will get 2 laps to go. Avancino, 9 seconds out front. Anthony White has a little bit of a cushion over third place contender Tazio Otis. So Tazio is going to have a lap and a half to make something happen to regain that number 2 spot. Avancino is going to see the white flag as he crosses the start-finish line. Here come White and Otis. They'll see the white flag. Let's see what Otis is going to do here. They go into Monaco. No attempt there. They enter into Kramer. White is still hanging on that number 2 spot. Otis is right on his rear bumper as they go into Laguna. Next section is going to be tic-tac-toe. Avancino is going to grab the double checkered. Should be checkered, not checkered. Anthony White, one more corner. Anthony White is going to take second. Tazio Otis is going to take third. Fourth is going to go to Patrick O'Neill. And it looks like in fifth is going to be Colin McGrath. And that was the Rock Shifter class. Another race win for Michael Avancino. We have a few moments to run down the championship. Current championship points leader coming into this event, Michael Avancino. He's going to retain that lead. In second, we had Anthony White. Third, we had Torsten Olsen, which didn't make the race today. Fourth, we have Patrick O'Neill. And fifth, we have Colin McGrath for your championship standings. So it looks like going into round 5, it doesn't look like we're going to have a change in the championship standings with Avancino taking the race win, Anthony White second, Tazio Otis in third. Our next class is up. VLR, senior VLR, and junior VLR. So we are scheduled, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We are scheduled to go green at 4:15 with our VLR classes. Again, junior and senior will run together. We have Avancino doing double duty. So we're going to allow him a little bit of a time to clear tech and take a little bit of a break before he jumps right into his VLR package. While we have this moment, If you're joining us online, we are getting ready for our final main event. VLR Senior and VLR Junior will run at the same time. We have 18 seniors on track. We will have 3 juniors on track. We are just getting ready to roll out. So we are getting ready to roll out the senior and junior VLR class. This is round 4 at Rok Sonoma, brought to you by Vortex Racing Engines and LeVanto Tires. So running down the starting order. Again, senior VLR and junior VLR will run together. We will start the juniors behind the seniors. The seniors, their cart numbers start with the number 9. The juniors start with the number 8. On pole, senior, cart number 975, Yoshim Kapoor. Off pole, cart 924. Doing double duty this weekend in shifter and VLR senior, Michael Avancino. Row 2, Ayrton Tyler and Yana Kapoor. Row 3, Lucas Sweetland, Jason Maples. Row 4, Flavio Aquini and Avitas Gorgian. Row 5, Ridgely Welsh, Carter Knight. Row 6, Valen Venkatesh, Casey Moyer. Row 7, Monty Tipton, Carter Herrera. Row 8, Michael Wahib and Keegan Palak. Row 9, Will Harvey and Jonathan Libby. And in our junior lineup, your pole sitter, cart number 843, Eric Doan. Next to him will be Peyton Anderson. And rounding out our junior field will be Dylan Turner. So our group has hit the track. And it looks like our pole sitter, Yoshim Kapoor, spun out on the warm-up lap. So it looks like we're going to go one more lap. We're going to allow our field, 18 seniors and 3 juniors, to grid up properly. And if you missed it earlier in the broadcast, the main events are 13 minutes long plus an additional 2 laps. So what we do is once we get a green flag, a countdown timer for 13 minutes, when it hits 0, the drivers will receive 2 laps to go. All day long, this class has been exciting. Little bit of rough driving throughout the field. Little bit of good passing. A lot of close racing action with 18 drivers. So this should be a great main event to wrap up round number 4 here at Rok Sonoma. So put your eyes on your favorite driver, stand on the fence, and let's get ready for our last main event of the weekend. Kart 975, Yoshim Kapoor is your pole sitter. Kart 924, Michael Avancino, off pole. They will bring the grid down the straightaway. And Phil Hand waves it off. So Phil Hand, our main flag man with the crazy socks, waves off the field. They'll go around one more time. All right, we're going to give it another shot. Our front row looks good. They're bumping around a little bit in the back, though. Green flag for VLR Senior. We have a couple drivers going inside, going into one. Akini with the grid start up to third. Let's see. We have Yoshim Kapoor as your leader. Avancino in second. Aquini is in third. Looks like that's going to be Yana Kapoor running in fourth. And I'm trying to get an eye on a couple of the kart numbers to round out your top five. But it looks like all of our drivers have made it through the first couple of corners. Yoshim Kapoor, Avancino, Aquini, Yana Kapoor, Ayrton Tyler, Ridgely Welsh, Sweetland, Venkatesh, Moyer, and Knight round out your top 10. Oh, we have a driver off. We have Akini is off. Hand in the air.
I have card number. Card number.
I may have miscalled Aquini, but I'll find out here when they come around. No, Aquini is still up in third. So we have another driver on track with a yellow helmet.
How many positions were lost in that deal?
Avancino, your rock shifter class winner, goes purple, lap 2. That looks like it might have been Jonathan Libby that went off. Oh, and further back, we have Yana Kapoor is off. She was running in fourth. Oh, we have contact in Laguna. Is that Doan? That looks like that might have been Doan mixing it up with the senior drivers. So Eric Doan drops to the tail end of the field. He's a junior driver. He got into it with another senior driver. He's going to have a lot of work to do. We got some other juniors mixing it up. So earlier in the day, our junior drivers, there was only 3 of them. They wanted to run with the bigger field. They all voted to run with the seniors. But on the start, they did not lay far enough back. So now they're up in the midfield, shuffling around with the senior drivers. So it looks like Peyton Anderson is going to be your junior race leader, followed by Dylan Turner and Eric Doan. Back in the senior class, back to the front, we have Yoshim Kapoor in the lead, Michael Avancino. Flavio Aquini running in third. In fourth, we have Ayrton Tyler. Ridgely Welsh is holding down that 5th spot. So the battle right now is going to be for third between Tyler and Aquini. Tyler goes to the inside. Aquini crosses him over. So Aquini maintains third. They're going to go into Monaco. So Aquini got past going into 1, gave up the position, crossed over Tyler, and was able to maintain third. Now the drivers are going through the Mamo S's. Tyler is all over the rear bumper of Aquini. We're going to keep our eyes on that battle. But there is racing action all over the track. Tyler to the inside as they go into turn 1. Opts out of the pass. Tyler to the inside of Monaco. So Tyler makes a pass. Aquini stays on the outside as they enter Kramer. Aquini takes over that 3rd place spot again. So we have some back and forth racing action between Tyler and Aquini. Let's see if Tyler has a good run coming up the hill. And it looks like Ridgely Welsh is closing the gap on our drivers up front. And here comes Casey Moyer in 6. So keep an eye on Welsh and Moyer. See if they'll work together to catch the battling duo of Tyler and Aquini. So Tyler is currently in that 3rd place spot. Aquini's trying to find a way by and Kramer. But here comes Ridgely Welsh. And further back in the field, all the way back in 11th, Yana Kapoor. She's your fastest card on the track right now. And here comes Moyer with a pass over Welsh as they enter the straightaway. So Moyer is now in 5th. At the front of the field, Yoshim Kapoor is your race leader with a little bit of a cushion. Then we have Michael Avancino running double duty today. Running in 3rd, we have Ayrton Tyler. 4th, Flavio Aquini. 5th, Casey Moyer. 6th, Ridgely Welsh. 7th, Valen Venkatesh. 8th, Carter Knight. 9th, Jason Maples. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Yana Kapoor.
That's the dad.
Dylan just took out 2 juniors. There's only 3 of them. 2 juniors.
What a battle here on the track. There is racing action everywhere. We have a total of 21 karts on track, 18 seniors and 3 juniors.
It was in full intention. He drove right in the corner spot.
Jazzy called me and I turned that way.
So he drove it.
Drove right into it. But he just one position change, right?
He'll need to finish behind her because he's spotting her out to pass her.
And now we have a new purple lap with Eric Doan in that second spot in junior, but 15th overall goes purple. Out front, we have Yoshim Kapoor, Michael Avancino, Ayrton Tyler, Flavio Aquini, and Casey Moyer is rounding out your top 5. So there's going to be a battle for third, and from there to the back of the rest of the field, everybody is contending for positions. Eric Doan goes to the inside. Eric Doan takes over the lead over Dylan Turner in the junior class, but it's hard to follow their racing action because they're in the middle of the senior class. So they're back there in 15th and 16th, battling during their own little race. So Eric Doan is on the Esprit white and orange kart with the blue helmet. Dylan Turner is on the GFC black and white chassis with the white helmet. So this is going to get a little bit messy for the seniors and the juniors because they're bumping each other around the track, but they're all racing for their own positions. So it looks like Doan's going to be about 12th or 13th overall, leading that pack of 6 karts. So if you want to watch the racing action, it's right there. So further back, Dylan Turner's making a pass, not for a position, but for track position to try to close a gap on Eric Doan. And it looks like Peyton Anderson is also in the mix in that same pack. So our junior drivers have their hands full trying to work their way through the senior field. So our juniors are almost stacked back together. And again, Yana Kapoor back in 10th. Goes purple. Yana Kapoor going purple with a 48.727. Keep an eye on her, kart number 906. She's on the Tony Kart product with a white helmet, running in 10th. Earlier in the race, she was up as high as 4th. Her brother, Yoshim Kapoor, he's way out in the lead. There is no contention for the lead right now. Second place is Michael Avancino. He has a little bit of a cushion. A third place, Ayrton Tyler. Somewhere while I was calling the race for the juniors, Casey Moyer got around Flavio Aquini. So Moyer is up to 4th. Aquini is in 5th. Ridgely Welsh is in 6th. Valen Venkatesh will be in 7th. Two laps to go for our senior and junior VLR class. If you're listening on the broadcast and you're wondering why we're running them together, to reiterate, the juniors voted to run with the seniors. Two laps to go. Coming into the race weekend, your points leader, Max Altman, who is not here this weekend. Second place, Ridgely Welsh is currently in 6th. He was second place in points. This will be a good points day for him. Yoshim Kapoor, currently leading the race, is 3rd in the championship chase. Casey Moyer, 4th in the championship chase. And Ayrton Tyler's in 5th. For junior, your top 5 in the championship standings: Eric Doan, Julian Sanchez, Matt Guidera, Dylan Turner, and Peyton Anderson. We have a white flag, and Welsh and Venkatesh are battling it out for that 6th place spot. Welsh was trying to go the inside, going through the Mamo S's. Oh, something happened with Aquini, so he dropped and lost a few positions. He's down to 7th behind the battle that I'm calling. Aquini throws it in, coming across the last corner, going over the curbs at the start-finish line. He's going to end up 6th. So running down the order as we have carts everywhere on the track, your race winner, Yoshim Kapoor. 2nd, Michael Avancino. 3rd, Ayrton Tyler. 4th, Casey Moyer. Rounding out your top 5 in senior, Ridgely Welsh, Yana Kapoor. Fast lap with a 48.727. Moyer's mechanic and dad, he's thrilled. Moyer's dad is way fired up. Oh, sorry. That's just Moyer's dad. He has a different mechanic. So Moyer's mechanic, Scott Fermanic, got the big bear hug from Papa Moyer. Let's see. We didn't even talk about the juniors on that last lap. The junior race winner, Eric Doan, followed by Peyton Anderson and Dylan Turner. All of my results are unofficial. I'm just calling them right off the live timing. But that was exciting to watch here at Rok Sonoma.
He spun 828 over here in the last turn to take over the pass.
So if you're joining us on the broadcast, thank you for tuning in.
That guy's
He's getting 2 position penalties for
That was the wrap-up for round number 4 here at Rok Sonoma. A lot of racing action on the track in that final class. I'm borderline losing my voice, but our drivers did a great job. And that's going to wrap us up on the stream for Rok Sonoma. Again, this series is brought to you by Vortex Racing Engines. And all of our classes today were on the LeVanto Kart tire. For more information on Rock Cup, go visit rockcupusa.com, and you can check out class actions. You can check out the different regional programs, and you can also check out the upcoming national race, Rock Pacific in Santa Maria on July 19th to the 21st. Thank you for tuning in.